Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's installment of Tour Pro Talks. I'm Genevieve White. I'm a copywriter and coach, and I help tour and travel professionals write confident copy, grow their audience, and make more money. But that is enough about me. You're here today to hear our very special guest, Siham Lahmine, who is a well known tour professional in the field of high-end and customized tours. Welcome, a very special welcome today, Siham. It's lovely to have you on the show.
Oh, thank you so much, Jenny. It's great to be on the show and having this opportunity to have the podcast with you. Thank you so much for making it happen.
Oh, no, not at all. Thanks for being here. We've got so much to talk about today, so I guess we should get started. But first of all, and I forgot to say Eid Mubarak. I know today's a very special day for you, and Eid Mubarak to everybody who's watching. If you celebrate, I hope you're having a really special day.
Thank you so
So
much.
yes,
Thank
thank
you
you
so
again for joining us today, and let's get started. There's a little bit of an echo on my side, and Siham and I were playing around with the sound before we got started today. So I'm sorry if you can hear an echo when I talk, but hopefully when Siham speaks, the echo will go away. It seems to be a problem on my side. So, Siham, you are, as I said, a very well-known name in the world of customized and high-end travel. Can you tell us a little bit about your journey to get where you are today? How did you get into the world of tour guiding?
Absolutely. So, like, first of all, where I really started, my focus was not in tourism. That was in 2012. I joined Peace Corps. I was seeing myself being a teacher and all of that. But 2013, then I joined the company. Like, just I wanted to have like an idea about how tourism work. And since that day, I really fell in love like with tourism industry and also like working with travelers on a personalized basis. Normally like the way or the concept is not like doing like classic tours, which means just booking day one, day two, day three, but it's about like having a chat like with the guest and then seeing their interests. It's a back and forth until we like work together, or we tailor make together a wonderful itinerary and include as much as possible personalized activities. And from there, like my career started to kick off 2013, 2014, until like COVID hits. And by then, I decided that it's maybe like this is now the step for me to start my own business. So, like during COVID time, which was a quiet time in terms of tourism, of course, that gave me like the inspiration to start putting together like the idea of launching my own business and also like making it a focus of women business. And like after COVID like finish and then tourism starts back to life, I launched the idea of Morocco Travel Organizer, and I start working from there like on my own, but I'm not on my own really. Like it's a journey where I have so many people are supporting me and also so many locals are working with me, and that's what make it fascinating. And like as you can see, from 2013 until now, and like my passion of tourism is still alive and it's still like huge, and I appreciate like being in this industry definitely.
Well, there's so many questions I've got to ask you coming from what you've just said, but one of my questions is how, how easy was it to start your tourism business as a woman in Morocco?
Well, I mean, I would say like the first step was not definitely easy because normally just the idea to be on your own, independence, and this domain is mostly owned by men rather than women. That was not like I would say super easy, or like the road is full of flowers in that sense. So there were some challenges. However, like I've been taking like over these challenges like a little by little, and right now I'm seeing myself that my company start to really like gain interest like from the old travelers who I've been working with and they're still friends with me, and from the new ones as well who are coming through my website, which is great.
Brilliant. That's great. And can you tell me a little bit more about some of the customized services you offer? What does a I mean, just yeah, can you give me an example of what a customized travel experience might look like and maybe say a little bit about the process as well?
Definitely. So let's say, as an example, you and I are working on your itinerary. So Jenny will write to me an email, hi, Morocco travel organizer, or hi, Siham. And like normally, I would say my travelers are like saying by name, like hi, Siham. Oh, I'm interested in doing 10 days, 9 nights. Like, what do you recommend? Then I would either offer a one-to-one call if time permits, for sure, or like go back, like come back to you via an email or via WhatsApp messages, whichever is easier for you. Then like I'll start giving you suggestion and asking question. What are your interests? Do you have some cities that you would like to include? What make your past travel special? So I'll have an idea about what I can include or what I can suggest for you. And by the moment I gather so many information like from you, then I start working on a personalized trip, which normally take me 1 day or 2 days, because it's not just a classic trip or a classic itinerary that I'm gonna send to you over and then wait until you approve. It's something that it's saying with your name. 10 days, 9 nights, genie, like tour, let's say food tour or like culinary journey or like culture and history journey, something like that. And then I list for you the outline. I give you a map to have an idea about where you're going. And then each day one, day two, it's detailed with what you want. Then I offer you the first sample, which I call it like it's just a draft. It doesn't mean the final step. And once you overlook, like look it, and then also have maybe new ideas. Or as an example, in Fez, I might be interested to go to Volubilis day trip, which is about like 2 or 3 hours drive from Fez. Or as an example, in Marrakesh, I'm interested to learn from the Amazigh or like the Berbers, which is about 1 hour like drive from Marrakesh. Then I start like adding these things for you because I'm giving you activity options as well until we agree together on your perfect itinerary. And I'll start working on a quote, ask you about the accommodation style that you are interested at, like whether you would like basic, mid-range, like luxury. Normally when I'm saying basic, I'm not referring to hostels, and I'm not referring to like to just like hotels. I'm referring to something that it's nice, like a basic, nice mid-range option. That's what I'm referring to. So once like you agree with me on like which accommodation style fit in your budget, then I start putting together a quote for you and send it your way. That moment when you have everything, so I'll wait for your confirmation, and by like later on, I'll start like confirming your services. That's like the process, the whole process.
Wow, I mean, it's a really involved process, and it's really very much a dialogue, isn't it, between you and the customer? That's what really comes across. It's not just you saying, "Well, this is what you're going to do." It's
Yeah.
you're really personalized, and it must be time consuming. How long does that process that you've just described with the back and
Uh,
forth and the questions and answers, how long does that usually take you?
I would say it depends like on each traveler, because sometimes like when travelers are planning for their tours, they are working as well alongside. So like I'm not gonna say that the answers are instant, which I do understand. It may take like 15 days and it may take up to a month sometimes. And it may take
Mm,
sometimes 2 or 3 days. So it's really depending on each traveler and how much time they are putting like in order to create their itinerary. But I mean, like
mm.
for me, I'm always like available. So I'm just waiting for the returns to be able to go to the next step.
Mhm. And I mean, do you ever find you have to chase people up a little bit? Because I mean, I know sometimes people can be forgetful. We're all busy. We miss emails. Do you find you have to do a little bit of chasing sometimes?
Absolutely. Sometimes I do. As an example, like when some travelers are mentioning it, and this is what it's good actually. They're saying, "Oh, sometimes I may miss email, or sometimes I'm not seeing my emails. So please, like, don't like be intimidated to remind me." So like I do send the reminders. And as an example, for the ones who don't, if I don't hear from them by 3 days or 4 days, then it's time for the follow-up email just to get to know like whether they are still interested or not. Also, one of the main things I would say it's availability. That's what make it like that I need to chase like and follow up with travelers. Like Morocco, depending on the time you're traveling, like could like lose availability in some accommodation. So once people actually like and confirming which accommodation they want, I'm always holding the space for them. So that's the step where I do like follow up in order not to lose that space, especially that it took like that traveler time for them to choose, to pick which room, to pick which hotel. So I don't want them like to be disappointed and then end up again looking for a new option in that sense.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. So you're kind of acting in their best interests to keep reminding them and moving things along. Okay, one
Yeah.
other question, and question coming in a little minute, but just to say hello again to the viewers, and welcome to Tour Pro Talks. I'm here with Siham Lahmine, and we're talking about how to create a customized tour experience. Very quiet in the comments today, unless there's something I'm doing wrong. Please let me know you're watching by saying hello and saying where you're from. And if you've got any questions at all for Siham, please do type them in the comments. Thank you very much. So, Siham, just to go back to talking a little bit about, we've spoken a little bit about the process. One thing that occurred to me while you were talking there was, is the exchange between you and your customers, is it all through email, or do you ever do, like, video calls so they can get to know what you're like as well?
I mean, like both. Normally, like I always offer one-to-one meeting in a video call. This is how I want it, to be honest, because that means we get to know each other. We get to like I can ask questions and get instant answers as well. So, like, if the traveler is happy to do and it's comfortable to do like one-to-one meeting in a video call, I'm always available for that for sure. And this is like my preferred way. However, if like some travelers prefer just to keep it via emails, then I definitely respect their choice and I start working towards that with them. And sometimes it's WhatsApp messages. Some people say, "Oh, I don't watch my emails a lot. Like I don't look
Yeah.
at my emails." And then I'm actually like very good at responding via WhatsApp. So I'm actually just like discussing with a guest in this few like weeks, and it's all the communication is via WhatsApp, no emails, no video call. And others who do like request video calls. Yeah.
And I suppose it's really important as well because presumably during the tour, you'll be spending a lot of time with your guests, won't you? I mean, you'll be with them a lot of the time. So how important is it to you that there is some kind of, chemistry or rapport between you and your guests?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, normally, like when I would be with my guest, it's like the moment when they book, as an example, let's say culinary tours or like an activity that like needs translation as well. That's when I am
Mhm.
available. But I mean, I'm not with them like the whole like journey. Let's say the whole 10 days,
Right,
9 nights. However, like
right.
build that confidence. It's always like add up because if travelers don't trust you, like that means that nothing will work out well. And also like the chemistry kick off really, because once we meet it's like, oh, we know each other, we've been like talking like for days or for months or for weeks, and it feels so special like having that personal meeting. And I always make sure for the ones like who I'm not going to meet them during an activity, at least to set up a time where I could catch up with them, either at the end of the journey or at the beginning of the journey. And if time doesn't permit, I mean, and this is something that I always do, is whenever they arrive, I always pick up the phone personally and have a welcoming call. Like, hello, or welcome to welcome to Casablanca, welcome to Morocco, and I hope that you'll have a fabulous trip. Of course, I'm here if you need anything. And by the end of the trip, I always like catch up with the call. Like, I hope that you have the nice day. If you have any feedback, please feel free to share, something like that. So I'm always trying like to keep it so personalized.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that is definitely, not only is that really part and parcel of the high-end experience you're offering, but also I know you get a lot of your business from word of mouth. So obviously, if you're giving them that level of service throughout the tour, they're going to end on a high note and they're going to be very likely to go home and recommend you to other people as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like, one of the things that I would like to say, when people like are coming to Morocco, if they are doing it in their own for the first time, it may be like I would say intimidating, because this
Mhm.
Morocco is not Europe and Morocco is not USA. We don't have like I would say, oh, like you know how to get your way in the Medina or something like that. So always like when people feeling that pressure is off and they're just enjoying their trip and they're having everything like planned, organized for them. And that's how the name of the company come with organizer at the end. So like they're always feeling the comfort and the ease. and they appreciate that feature, and they would like what some I had actually so many repetitive guests like that they come to Morocco and then come back again after 2 or 3 years. And that's what make it really special. It's because during this journey together, we really established a relationship that's gonna remind them with someone from here, from Morocco.
Yeah, it does say a lot for the services you offer that you get that repeat business, definitely.
Yeah,
And I want to talk a little bit because you've mentioned a couple of times now the culinary aspect of your tours, and that sounds very interesting, and I know that you'll be happy to speak about this today, seeing as your fasting is over. It would have been very cruel to make you talk about food a few days ago, but today we can talk about it. So can you tell me a little bit about the culinary aspect? Because I know a lot of people coming to Morocco are very interested in that too.
yeah. So like since 2013, besides like working with guests on a personal level and on emails until now, one of the leading experiences that I've been doing alongside is doing food tours. And not food tours just only like in Fes, but food tours in Fes and in Marrakesh, both cities. So like the idea is really like taking travelers to local venues that we have selected carefully in terms of sanity, in terms of a lot of things, and it's talking to them like about the history and culture of Morocco through food. Plus, we are a country that eats a lot. That's one of the things. So normally, like we eat 4 meals during the day. We appreciate the food. We express our love to get through food. So like food is a huge part of our daily life. It's not just something that I would say, oh, like have it quickly and move on. So like it has so many stories alongside with it. And the tour takes approximately 3 to 3 hours and a half, and each stop like you get to hear the story of that food, what does it mean in our like country, and also like have some like other details and hear questions from travelers. So like it's a journey not just about tasting the food, but getting the culture of Morocco from the culinary aspects. Also, like one of the things that you've mentioned it, and it's good when you said like when we're fasting, what I offer instead of doing food tours is tour with a local family. So normally,
Mhm.
like I meet the guest, let's say half an hour before the call of the prayer when we're breaking the fast, and I take them to the family home. We sit the table together, and then we sit and we wait for the call of the prayer, and we start talking about food and eating together. And like they feel that this is like a special journey because they've been able to see what's behind the doors and sitting with family and then also doing the same thing since they are like in Morocco. So they are
I
experiencing,
absolutely
yeah, they're
I
experiencing
love
this.
I sorry, carry
Oh,
on.
it's okay. And like also I do facilitating of cooking classes. And when I refer to cooking classes, I don't mean cooking classes in hotels or riads. There are travelers who prefer that. And like I have guests who are asking me for that as well. But like the way how I'm offering cooking classes is cooking classes in a family home. That means going together to the market, shopping what's like available on the day and what you have chosen as a dish as well. And then going like to the family home and then starting cooking together. And the full process takes 5 hours in total, including like eating the fruit of your work at the end. And it's not just like I would say a workshop where you can sit and relax. It's all hands-on experience. So for people who are extremely foodies, like it's a ton of work, but I mean like they love it. Everyone like who like culinary and then picking this activity in specific, then they want to spend the day with the family, they want to cook with the family, and they want to assist as well, contribute a lot, so they appreciate it at the end.
What an absolutely brilliant idea. I mean, I can't imagine how, the sense of, I don't know, really just being having an experience that just is so special and so very authentic as well. How do you find the houses, the households that will happily have tourists into them? Are they friends of yours, or do you ask volunteers in the community? How do you go about organizing that? Because as I'm listening to you, I'm thinking that idea has such potential for so many destinations around the world.
Absolutely. So actually, like the way how it started, like it's word of mouth. That's one of the things. So like we go to a family home by word of mouth in the Medina. like we're asking someone who we knows, like from generation to a generation, and then we say, look, this is the concept that we would like to do. Like, do you have a family who will be happy to host this experience? And then they're recommending 2 or 3 families, and then I go and then I meet them personally and I explain about the process, and whether like they are happy to do that as well, because opening homes, not anyone like can do that. That's one of the things. Some people like would like to have it private, some people like would like to do it open. But in Morocco, I would say generally speaking, on 90%, most of the locals who I've met like were like liking the idea and saying, oh yes, why not, we'd love for travelers to come and join. So I'm always having this positive answer, which is great. And then like I actually do just a training with them session before like the actual cooking class, because there are so many details like that it's involved. As an example, like when I'm saying traditional cooking class in a family home, I don't want like cutting board, and I don't want like things that are like right now I would say so modern. I want to see them, I want to show them the traditional way of doing things. So like just to explain to the family that no, please leave like the cutting board. This is normally like this is 100% a traditional like experience. Also like how to maintain cleanness like of the table. Once like you're cooking, everything gets messy, so like it needs cleanness, like bottles of water, I would say, instead like of tap water. There are so many things, so many small details that I always talk with them, so to ensure that this experience, it's not like lacking anything. And when guests are coming, like they will enjoy it instead of saying, oh, I wish if there was a bottle of water. Otherwise, I'm not able to eat, like to drink from tap water as an example, because we don't recommend
Mhm.
guests like drinking from tap water. But it's just this
Yeah.
is just a minor example.
Gosh, I mean, there's so much to organize there. And just listening to you, I'm thinking that you said at the beginning that you had been interested in being a teacher. I guess this a lot of teaching is coming through because you're talking about training the households. And so a lot of that is that transferable skills coming through there, isn't it? But
Yeah.
yeah, lots to organize. We've got a comment from Kirsten who says, Kirsten
Mhm.
Divine, hello Kirsten, who says that sounds amazing cooking with a local family.
Oh, lovely.
Certainly does. Okay, how are we getting on for time? Oh, good. We've got more time. Do remember, everybody, you're very welcome to ask questions as well because we do have some more time. But I have a question for you because reading about your company, I'm very aware of all of the different work you do, the community work, and I know that you want Morocco Travel Organizer to be more than just a tour company. Can you
Yeah.
tell me a little bit more about your aspirations?
Yeah. So like when I started Morocco Travel Organizer, I didn't start like the name of the company just like to work in the tourism and I would say gain as much money as possible. Like my vision, like my true vision is really like helping my community. And when I say helping and supporting my community, I'm not just saying it's by words, but I want to show it by action. As an example, like when I'm using the local families, and when I'm like using the people in the market through food tours, like when I'm actually sending my people into my travelers into other activities, that means that they have some financial going on throughout the year, and that's a stable financial that supports families and also that support like locals as well. Also I'm always like focusing on contribution in different ways. Let's say like some like association of women, as an example, association of orphans, association of animal, and there is one association in Agadir of animal that I'm always like to support from time to time. So I'm not just focusing on one place in my country, but I'm trying to focus on the whole of Morocco. And whenever like I see that someone like who is like I would say not I'm gonna say worth it because everyone worth it, but I'm gonna say like they're continuing showing their action into the community when they're saying, oh, I'm an association that's helping orphans. So like they're continuing showing what they're doing and how they're progressing. So those are the people who I would like to continue supporting as well, because I can see results and I can walk them through that journey as well. So my like one of the other vision, it's really empowering women, that because I am a woman myself, so empowering women into the community really matters. And like by giving a woman a business, I would say like having support in a female guide. That's one of the things that I'm always trying to do. So I'm trying to always hire a female guide whenever possible. And if not, because we don't have in Morocco a lot of female guides, then I'm hiring male guides, and they are great as well. But I'm always trying to do a combination. So when guests are coming, or when women are traveling with their family, let's say husbands and sons, and then they're meeting one female during the journey, oh, they feel that, oh my God, it's like I found my friend here. I'm finally like meeting a woman, and I'm finally like hearing what a woman thinks in Morocco, and how like, and I can ask her all the questions that it's possible. And I do get like this feedback myself. That's why I'm sharing it. So whenever like I am with a guest and I'm walking with them in the market, they're saying, oh, it's lovely like to be with men, and it's also lovely to hear how the women thinks in Morocco. So it's like this combination always like give them the full package. That's the
Mhm.
major thing. Yeah.
And I mean, do you find as well, do you get a lot of solo female travelers choosing your company as a result of the fact that, you know, you are a woman founder of your business?
I would say for now, it's not that much. Like mostly like it's like I would say couples and like I would say friends, because the reason why I don't do group tours, that's the reason. I'm always like doing like friends traveling with their own. As an example, let's say I have friends of 6 people, 7 people, I'll be happy like to do their tour. And that means that they have a nice harmony together. That's like what I'm focusing on. Also like couples, a family of four, a family of eight, that's absolutely fine. But I mean having like different kind of groups that always like affect the journey, and also like affect that I would say personalized like touch that I'm planning like to actually offer in my business. That's why. But solo female, I would say just rarely. I'm not gonna say I'm having like this request a lot. And I'm hoping that I could see so many female women coming, because Morocco, it's a safe country for women. And also like there are so many things to do, especially like when we're hiring guides with you, a driver with you, so you feel that you are at ease, and like nothing like will ever like happen for sure. Like our Medina is so protected, and also like we appreciate the tourism industry, and we would like to maintain it. So safety is one of the key aspects for us as well as Morocco.
Mhm. Yeah, I certainly, just listening to you, I'm thinking it would be a lovely way to come and explore Morocco with you, Siham. It sounds amazing. Oh, we have a hello from Discover Pakistan. Hello, Amin. Nice to have you watching the show today. And we're actually, we do have time if anyone wants to ask a quick question. I'll keep my eye on the comments, but otherwise, I'm aware that we're coming to a close here. So, Siham, do you have any final words? Sounds a little bit ominous. I don't mean final words, but are there any last things you'd like to say to the people watching?
Or like what I would like to say to all the people who are watching, I hope that you really, if not already, put Morocco like on your bucket list. Please feel free to reach out, and the way how to reach out is to go like to Morocco Travel Organizer website, and there is the contact form where you could contact me. And I'm also putting like my number. I'm also putting the number for WhatsApp. So that's like also another way like that you can contact me, and we can together like work magic, either like slowly or like either quickly. It's depending on your time pace. But what it's like really like I would say what like always gonna make me please is like giving you something that it goes with your interest. That's the main thing.
Brilliant. Thank you, Siam. And yes, you're also contactable. You're also on LinkedIn, obviously. So you can connect with Siam here. And you're on Instagram as well. And Facebook.
Yeah,
Are you on Facebook? I'm not sure.
yeah, I am
Yes.
on Facebook as well. Yeah.
Okay. And we have a comment here. I can't see a name, sorry, but you articulated a great concept. Tourism is an indigenous industry that, when managed sustainably, delivers significant benefits to the local community, like a social enterprise would do. And yeah, I think that's definitely something we can all take away from today's discussion. Some of the things you've spoken about, really inspirational in terms of, you know, helping your own community through the work that you're doing. So it's been very enlightening. I'd just like to say thank you very, very much indeed, Siham, for being a guest on the show today. It's been wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jenny. And thank you so much for your lovely comment. Really appreciate it. Thank you for having me. And thank you for listening and like going with us in this journey through the show. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, and we'll see you next week for another Tour Pro Talks. Thank you very much.